Mm. Welcome to the Coffee Break Show. You're in the Smart Life Club. I'm Vickie Helm, and this is the Coffee Break Show. We go live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We want to welcome, if you're new here, welcome aboard. Do me a favor, put your name down below or name down over here. And if you've never been here before, up here, you're going to see a link that says StreamYard. Do me a favor and go to the StreamYard link right there. And give me permission to see your name so you can participate in the conversation today. So glad to see you guys popping on. Thank you for being here. And hi, Facebook user. Who are you, Facebook user? It says hi. I just want to say good morning and say hello to you. Welcome aboard. Today, somebody give me a sound check. Would you put in if you can hear me okay? I had a little bit of computer issue last night, and I want to make sure that everybody can hear me all right. So today we are going to talk about celebrating people in your life. I saw a post from Karen this morning, and she was like, who do you want to celebrate today? And so I celebrated a couple of members of the group hi, Peter, nice to see you. Thank you. Nice to see you on. And so I went ahead and I got a couple of the group members because they do so much for us and they just do it out of love and kindness. And I thought that I wanted to thank them today. Good morning, Marie Jo. Nice to see you, MJ. Okay, so what we're looking at today are who are the people who have made a huge difference in your life. Now, the reason this came about is because in my book behind there, The Ultimate Freedom, in chapter 11, I talk about this meeting I had with this guy that changed my life forever. He's the guy that gave me the keys, that rocked my world and gave me the world I wanted to have. Hey, good morning, Lori. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody popping on. I'm very excited here. So what happened was, good morning, Donnie. Nice to see you, my buddy. I can't wait to hang out with you today. So what happened was I went to this event. I was an employee. This guy was a multimillionaire. And I was, in my young 30s. I think I was like 30, 31, somewhere between 30 and 33. I went to a meeting in Texas. And there was all multimillionaires, and I had to rob Peter to pay Paul to get there. And it was this big fiasco of getting there. But when I got there, this nameless man, because I went out to dinner with him and we talked for a long time, and it was before computers. So I took notes by hand. I asked him how he got his success. And he told me, he gave me 12 things to live by, literally, that if I did every single day, they would make me wealthy. And the thing about it was, I remembered everything he told me. I remember everything it did for me, but I can't remember his name. I only had dinner with him once. It was in Dallas, Texas, in the early 90s, like 1990, 91, something like that. And he changed my life. And I'm wondering, who is it in your life that has, literally changed your life and have you could celebrate with? In fact, I want to hear about someone, and let's see, Karen, if we can get somebody on board with StreamYard. If they go into StreamYard, let me get an invite out. Let's say here's the link to the invite. I'm going to copy this link to the invite and I'm going to put it out on a Post-it to all. I'm going to paste it right now. And I want to chat with someone today. And if I see your face and you pop in where the chat is, where it says StreamYard, let's see if we can get them on, and see if we can get them on now. And let's see if we can share screen and get another person inbox and invite them in and see what it goes like. But if you're not, and you're like, well, hey, Cassie, is Cassie on? Is that who that is? So great to see you, Cass. I love your little one. He's so adorable and cute, and I love the pictures you put up of him. He's just the coolest. My love to your mom and dad. I love them very much. They're great people. So anyway, what I want to be able to do is, if you're too scared to get on here with me and show up in the broadcast room, but you want to give a shout out to somebody that made a difference to you and how they made a difference to you, put it over there. Tell me what made a difference in your life. I'm like the unnamed man taught me how to and what things I needed to do to become wealthy. And I want to celebrate that too. And the other thing I want to celebrate, is that I'm very fortunate, so fortunate. My mom is still with me. My mom just celebrated her 82nd birthday, and I'm so proud of her. My mother at 82 runs 2 businesses. Now, tell me where I got that genetics from. Still at 82, running 2 businesses as well. And she goes to parties and she goes to swimming, and she's got a group of people. They play a certain game, mahjong or something like that. I probably get the name wrong, but she's still out there kicking it. And I'm so proud of her, And the other thing that I'm proud of that I don't talk a lot about is my partners in crime. My spouse is like the best thing on God's green earth that I'm thankful for so much. And I want to know who's somebody who's made a big difference in your life. And I mean, you can be grateful for a lot of people. You can be grateful in your life, but who introduced you to something that was so significant that it changed your life and what they did? Because we don't honor those people. And Robin says Vickie's mom is a pillar in the community. She's amazing and inspirational. Yes, she is. That's right. And I love her to death. So one of the things that happens is when you find somebody who shares a truth with you, Sasha is wonderful. Thank you. She is. Thank you. My mom's actually part of the club members over here, and she watches the Coffee Break Show every day, sometimes in the morning while she's on, sometimes when she's not. But she's in there doing her thing, and she runs 3 Facebook groups on top of that. The woman's amazing. So I want to say thank you to my mom, and I want to say thank you to that man that's out there, and say, it is always on the shoulders of giants that we rise up, always on the shoulders of giants. My grandmother is one of those giants. She's an immigrant. She came to the United States when my mother was 4 years old. Peter says, we love your mom. She's amazing. Thank you. I love her too. She's fabulous. She came to the United States when she was 4 years old. And my grandmother just knew that if she could get one woman through college, because back then, in 1913, women didn't, when you were born, you didn't get to go to college. And it was a very different world for women. And my grandmother had a 3rd grade education, and she had to teach herself how to speak English by herself. And she was tough as nails, that woman. But when I walked across the stage and I graduated, I could see my grandmother in the front row still looking at how hard she worked to give me the opportunity to have an education that she didn't have. And so there are literally people who have made it so that you could succeed, so that you had the things you have right now in your life that are making it that so that you can receive all these wondrous things and opportunities that we have in the world. The person who has made the biggest difference in my life is Vickie Helm. Oh, you're going to make me cry. I could totally take over the conversation here, just sharing all the amazing ways she has loved me and brought me flowers, I think. Thank you, by the way. That was played well. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I want to say, right now, when we're thinking about those things, I notice that children have a way of making us different. The first person, Peter says, the first person and mentor was my father. And I want to know more about that. What did that wonderful man give you that, that you appreciate so much? And there's still a link into the, copy that link and put that in there, and you can invite people on for a conversation. But I think we don't spend any time stopping to realize how much hard work, how much incredibly hard work people have done in their life to provide you with the opportunity to excel. Even now, how many people in your life, and you know what's interesting? It doesn't matter what age they are. It doesn't matter how old you were. Your grandkids could raise you up. Your anything in your life you can use to raise you up in such a way that you are more awake, more aware, more grounded, more, wealthier, healthier, more emotionally stable. Sometimes it's even an animal that can do that. Like, I got to tell you, I learned more about love from my dog than anything else. I remember the other day, I'm squeamish around needles and blood. And the other day I was watching a show with Robin where there were needles and blood, and I was very squeamish. I mean, just really drawn into the story and forgot that it was just a story. And my dog noticed that I was just absolutely shook up, and she came right in my lap, jumped right into my lap, really just laid there and was like, "Hey, you don't have to worry about a thing. I'm here." And what I noticed is that dogs are so sensitive. They don't talk to us without using, they just read our energy. And how intelligent is that? How intelligent is it that a dog can figure out, or a cat can figure out, you're not feeling well, I'm going to just lay across your neck. Even though you're not breathing well, you'll feel better because I'm here. And they just kind of lay over you. And that's their way of showing you they love them. And if you're awake enough and you have enough gratitude where you can sit in a room and actually say to yourself, how is it? What did they do to bring me here, to show me that they love me, that when they don't use words? How hard did they work to give you the opportunity to excel? And then, of course, there's always the answer, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that opportunity? So Robin says, what a great blessing to have that jumpstart in your life with a father who made a difference. She's talking to Peter. Robin said, the dog doesn't get caught up in the mind game. They just feel the energy and they don't judge. And I want to let you know that's interesting, Robin, because it's not only that they don't judge, but they're able to trust what they're feeling or experiencing from you and crawl. They don't go, oh, maybe she wants to be left alone or blah, blah, blah. They're like, she needs a hug. And they go right up in there and they hug you. They get right up in your face. They trust themselves more than most human beings do, because their mind isn't trying to talk them out of what they know. They just know what they know and they come right over. Hey, are you okay? So Karen says, personally, my mom, I still call her mommy, my mentor. She's a personal role model and I want to follow always. Professionally, John Miller, one of the first professional peers, he taught me the basics, the advanced, and gave opportunities to this 20-year-old that no one would ever have had. That is nice. When somebody actually gives you a break in life just because they want to give you a break in life, praise to him. Peter says 1 minute, hour a day can change your life forever by the people you meet. Yes. Yes. People are so powerful when you meet them. You that moment can happen in a second. Pets are the truest unconditional love on this earth, said Karen. Lori says, I have been blessed in my life with some amazing mentors in my life, most of them female and most of them my bosses or clients. I think it's important to work for people with a lot of integrity who we respect, people who want to be more like. They can teach us some pretty fantastic things. You have been one of those people for me as well, Vickie. Thank you. Oh, God, you guys are going to make me cry today. Thank you. Thank you, Lori. And I think, Lori, you are so exceptional. You are so skilled at what you do, and you are so insightful. I really enjoy that about you. There's a Facebook user, and it's Steven. Okay, some people don't stop, but I do. My father taught me how to work, and my mother taught me how to love. Our parents gave all 14 of us, wow. My parents gave all 14 of us, bless your mom, unconditional love. They are my heroes. Stephen Yules. I'm going to say it. Is it Uslack? Sorry if I said that wrong, Stephen. I love you, man. Your mom, that's amazing. But you know what? Hey, Brandon, nice to see you on. You know what? Some people don't stop, but I do. My father taught me how to work, and my mother taught me how to love. Our parents gave all 14 of us unconditional love. They are my heroes. Yes, there isn't anything that love can't heal, fix, do, mend, forgive, anything. And if you get to learn the skill sets of how to love, when to love, and just be the love, man, you got it going on. That is the birthright that happens. Thank you, Mom. Robin says, yay for mommy. I feel like I won the mommy lottery. She is an amazing person. I will tell you this. Robin's mom is absolutely extraordinary. The funniest, kindest, easiest, quick to laugh, every kind of thing in the world that you could imagine a mom. She is tough as nails and soft as silk, and such a great sense of humor. And everybody loves your mom. Everybody. She's always the life of the party when you get there. I just love her. She's fantastic. Brandon, he's saying, I always look forward to your lives, Vickie. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, and I love you, said a Facebook user. So I'm not sure who the Facebook user is that said, yes, I love you, but I'm hoping it's Steve. Good morning, late getting here. That's okay, Jane. Nice to see you. Jane has to live the love message because her last name is Goodheart. So could you imagine? Hi, what's your last name? Goodheart? No, not your Native American name, your real last name. Goodheart. Oh, no, I know I have a good heart, but what's your last name? My last name is Goodheart. Oh, God, I love it. Just such a great name. Good morning. Late to getting here. She said the Facebook user is Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I know sometimes you go swimming, sometimes you're here, and I love that. Brandon said there are so many people who have made a difference, including my pastor. Yes, there's so many people who can make a difference in your life. Now, I want to switch it up a little bit. I want to switch it up and have you imagine right now how many people that you've affected in a positive way that you don't even know about. Did you ever see the movie Mr. Holland's Opus? It's with Richard Dreyfuss in it. And he's a school teacher that just year after year, he gave up his dream because his wife got pregnant and he became a school teacher. And of course, that didn't mean you were rich. It meant that you were just barely making it and everything else. And he taught music. And at the, of course, the end of the movie, what happens is all the students in his life that he's helped from, his 20, 30 years of teaching come back. Some are senators, some are doctors, lawyers, Indian chief, but they came in to say goodbye to him. Hey, Sangar from Kurdistan. Good evening, my friend. Nice to see you here. So we're talking about who the people are who make a difference in your life, that make a huge difference in your life. And at the end, he got to see the fruits of his labor. Now, I want to let you know, we all have choices. We all have choices. And I want to bring Stephen's choice up here because Stephen talks about this nearly every day in any post he gets. He talks about making a difference in people's lives and how we can do that by loving them, loving others, forgiving people, and speaking out like that. And what I want to say right now is every day we have a choice. Every single day we have a choice to be kind or to just be flat out mean, and or be indifferent or aloof or egotistical or trying to show off or whatever. We have a moment where we can either connect with somebody or choose to be egotistical with them and try to one up them or do whatever we want to do. Is you can connect with somebody authentically or you can connect with somebody egoically. And those are the choices really that's there. And when we listen to somebody share, sometimes our ego comes in and we want to outdo them with a better story or a bigger message. You have a point where you can become someone who made a huge difference in someone's life every single day. Just like people who made a difference for you, you can make a difference for other people. And it doesn't take a lot. Most of the time it takes a kind word or an understanding ear or someone who's willing to be with you when you're frightened. Brandon said, my dad has definitely made a difference, but not in the way you expect. He taught me to forgive through my abusive past. You know what, brother? I tell you, me too. I've had that too. You forgive through your abusive past. And that is learning love. That's the first step in learning to love you and love in general, is that forgiveness. So true. What else do you need? It wasn't easy, but was definitely worth it. I agree. I couldn't be the person I am today if I didn't go through what I went through before. That's, Brandon, that is the best kind of doing something for you. Good evening to Kurdistan up there, Sangar. So what happens when you get the opportunity right now? You get a choice. It's like Brandon had to make the decision somewhere inside him that he wasn't going to be like his dad, but he was going to find out who he was and be like that, and then be kind. And so it's not, you don't want to be the opposite of your dad. My dad was mean, therefore I'm going to be kind. You want to be you, and the most powerful you. But somewhere along the way, every single day, we have the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life with a kind word, a smile. We don't have to get involved in their BS. We don't have to become their savior. We don't have to become, the person they lean on or depend on. But we don't have to do anything but be very grounded and listen. Just listen. And sometimes say something kind, like, I know you're going to get through this. I know it looks scary right now, but I know you're going to get through this, because that's usually what happens 100% of the time. People get through it. So right now, Robin says, so glad you joined us. You have great insights and perceptions. Great to see your face pop up. I like that as well. Brandon says he's changed his lifestyle and is now church going as well as a foster father. Wow, that's interesting. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm glad that there's a resolve and a healing with that. I think the first bit of healing that anybody has to do is to forgive themselves for whatever they need to forgive themselves for, and learn to love themselves so that they can learn to love another, and then go really deep. And so the people who've made a difference in your life, you get to pay it forward. You get to pay it forward. And I remember in college learning this lesson at a McDonald's where we were really empowered to make a difference in people's lives. So every day, thousands of cars would come through McDonald's, and I was in college, thousands of cars. And sometimes, some part of that day, someone would come along and they'd have something horrible happen to them. And they were getting lunch, and they come in through the drive-through crying or whatever. And we were allowed to make a judgment where we could comp their meal and just go, you know what? I'm sorry your day was so bad. Here you go. Now, they don't do that very much in McDonald's now, but back then where I was, our owner, our leader, was just an amazingly smart man, so smart. And he was definitely one of my first mentors that ever, if I owe a lot of success to him, it would be to him. He was amazing. And his name was Bob Charles, and he was just absolutely and extraordinarily, Bob Charles Sr. was a brilliant man. And so he had stores everywhere, and we were allowed to, like, one lady had closed her car door on her cat's head, and she was so upset that she did that, and the cat died. And she was like, hi, I'm just going to go swing through McDonald's after the cat died. And she was wrecked. And we got to just make the decision. It's like, here's your meal for free today, and go. We were allowed to do kind things in the world, not regularly, not like abusively. We definitely had discernment. But you know what? There is always something you can do that will help you feel safe. Now, I know everybody on this show today, if you remember, there's one person you saw that taught you a great lesson once. You never saw them again. It could have been you watched their actions. They could have been at a park. There was something they did that stayed on your mind as something you learned forever. That was incredible. That was something that you learned, and maybe it was positive or negative, I don't know, but that one thing changed your life because that person did that for you. Brandon says, just a smile to someone you pass can make a difference in their day. That's right. It's an amazing turnaround, said Robin. Brandon, maybe you were the thing that made the difference in his life. That's right. Brandon, it's all a matter of mindset. That's right. Peter says, I feel blessed in the last 21 years that my success comes by helping people succeed in many countries. Brandon, PMA, positive mental attitude. Yes, when your work helps people succeed all over the world, that is a great thing. Helping other people succeed is such a blessing. It's such an amazing thing to have, to be able to do. And I would feel blessed the last 21 years if I had done that too, helping people succeed. You're an amazing role model. What a blessing to have met you and Mary France. You make a difference every day. That was from Robin. Don says, the birth of my son and daughter. Oh yeah, that's like a significant day, isn't it? The day you meet your son or daughter. Oh God, that was really good. Okay, so here it is. The love that is experienced as a parent, and unconditional love experienced while understanding it is an experience given to us by the Creator. Yes. So we may understand there is far greater love that exists. Thus, the gift of this reality has been given so we can walk on this path called life. Then the greater question for all of us is, so what have you learned? My answer, love is everywhere. Ooh, love that. You know, the birth of your kids, they always change you because something in you gets stronger and you love so deeply, you love so effortlessly, you just do it. Robin is, I so agree. Sometimes a smile is just what someone needs to shift their attention. Facebook user, hey, Stephen, how are you? Every day we have an opportunity to make a difference in the life of others. I was blessed to have God learn me to the classroom. Learn me. I was best to have leaned me towards a classroom. I had my great teachers, my parents, siblings, uncles, aunts, teachers, coaches. Miss Sutton was my 5th grade teacher, and she loved me so much. She kept me for 2 years. She taught me that no child should be left behind. Yeah, thank you. That was a great teacher. She kept me for 2 years. I love your sense of humor. Robin says, truth. I agree. My kids have had an enormous change in your life. Yes, kids are awesome at personal development. Lead me. Thank you. Lead me. Thank you. Okay, I got it. It was like the God led me to the classroom. Yes. So, one of the things that I want to go say is children, they are the best personal development tools ever because you will fight and do for your kids what you will not do for yourself. Whether you have 1 kid or 14, what their needs are so strong, you're like, I got to make it happen. I'll do whatever it takes. And that's how we create these wonderful, strong personalities. They make a difference in our lives. I'm going to wind this down because, this is, making a huge difference in your life. A smile, a kind word can change someone who stopped someone who is feeling suicidal forever. Yes, yes. Teachers and nurses are extremely underappreciated, and therapists, occupational especially. Yes. Ms. Figador is the 6th grade was life-changing for me. Everybody does have that one teacher in their life. Mine was Mrs. Potoff. Mrs. Potoff, because that was her name. And we called her Mrs. Potoff because her actual name was Mrs. Papalatok. At the time, that was very hard for me to say, Mrs. Papalatok. So she let us call her Mrs. Potoff. I loved her. She was great. But sometimes so are our kids. They're wonderful things to make us grow. Listen, every day, appreciate someone. Make it a thing that you're going to go out and appreciate someone. Even if it's, I like your shirt, or what a cute puppy you have, or I love your work, or whatever it is, make sure that you're appreciating, because when you appreciate the beauty around you, more beauty shows up. When you appreciate the love that's around you, more love shows up. When you appreciate the things around you that are prosperous and life-giving, more of that shows up. When you appreciate that thing, you're noticing how it values in your life and what it brings for you. And today, thank you for all the celebration. So I just want to say, I'm going to lead with a couple of last things. Peter says, in my first business in the 70s as a photographer, an MD of a restaurant that knew people taught one line that made me a lot of money and success. But you didn't say what the line is. So now I'm curious. In my first business in the 70s as a photographer, an MD of a restaurant that knew people taught a one line that made me a lot of money and success. What was that one line? Now I'm over time. I got to hear it. Type it in there and I'll read it afterwards. You guys have a great day. Thank you for having a coffee break with me. I will see you on Thursday. Mwah! Make it a great day. Bye.